Hey Chelsea fans, welcome back to the channel, where we bring you all the latest news straight from Stamford Bridge. We've got a packed episode for you today, with 4 hot topics that are making headlines. First up, could Jadon Sancho be on his way to Chelsea? We'll dive into the latest transfer rumours surrounding the Manchester United star. Then, we'll discuss the future of Trevoh Chalobah, as his next club has reportedly been confirmed. Plus, there's a new wonder kid on the block. Chelsea are closing in on a £17 million prodigy who could be the next big thing. And finally, we'll give you the latest updates on Ivan Toney and his potential move to Stamford Bridge. So, sit back, relax, and let's get into all the action. But before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on your favourite club. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about João Felix. After weeks of negotiations, Chelsea have finally agreed to a £46.3 million deal to bring the Portuguese forward back to Stamford Bridge. Felix, who impressed during his loan spell last season, will be signing a 6-year contract with the club. This move comes after a deal for striker Samu Omorodion fell through at the last minute, which also put Conor Gallagher's transfer to Atletico Madrid in limbo. With Felix now secured, Gallagher's move to La Liga seems back on track. But what does this mean for the rest of Chelsea's attack? Well, Felix's return has cast some serious doubt on Raheem Sterling's future at the club. Sterling was left out of the squad for the recent match against Man City, and rumours are swirling that manager Enzo Maresca has told him to consider a move before the transfer window closes. Could Felix be the new star in Chelsea's front line? We'll have to wait and see. And now for the other big signing, Mike Penders. According to reports, Chelsea have agreed on a $17 million deal to bring the highly rated 19-year-old goalkeeper from Genk to Stamford Bridge. Penders, who has been compared to former Chelsea legend Thibaut Courtois, is definitely one for the future. However, he won't be joining the squad just yet. The plan is for Penders to stay in Belgium for another season to continue his development in the Jupiler Pro League, before officially linking up with the Chelsea squad in 2025. This move shows Chelsea's long-term planning under Todd Boehly's ownership, as the club looks to secure top young talents who can make a big impact in the years to come. So now, let's talk about Chelsea's ongoing search for a striker. After a tough start to the 2024-25 Premier League season with a 2-0 loss to Manchester City, it's clear that manager Enzo Maresca and the Chelsea board aren't satisfied with their current attacking options. The Blues have been heavily linked with Napoli's Victor Osimhen, but that deal is proving difficult to pull off, with Napoli's manager Antonio Conte staying tight-lipped about the Nigerian forward's future. This has led Chelsea to consider alternatives, and one name that's come up is Brentford's Ivan Toney. According to journalist Dean Jones, Chelsea have been tracking Toney for the past year, and a move could be on the cards before the transfer window slams shut. Now, let's talk about what Ivan Toney could bring to Stamford Bridge. The Brentford striker has been in incredible form, scoring 72 goals and providing 23 assists during his time at the G-Tech Community Stadium. In the Premier League alone, he's netted 36 goals and added 11 assists in just 85 appearances. That's the kind of firepower Chelsea have been missing since the days of Diego Costa. Toney's current situation at Brentford could work in Chelsea's favour. He's reportedly not interested in extending his stay at the club, as he's eager to move to a team competing in the Champions League. This ambition aligns perfectly with Chelsea's goals, especially as they look to rebuild and reclaim their spot among Europe's elite. But it's not all smooth sailing. While Toney might be keen on a move, Brentford's asking price is reportedly around $60 million, a figure that's put Chelsea off so far. However, with other potential suitors like Arsenal, Spurs, and Manchester United no longer in the running, Chelsea could be the best landing spot for Toney if they fail to secure Osimhen. Another interesting point raised by Dean Jones is the possibility of Toney moving to Saudi Arabia. While the financial benefits of such a move are obvious, it could potentially harm his chances of staying in the England setup. Staying in the Premier League, especially with a top club like Chelsea, might be a more tempting option for Toney, especially if he's looking to prove himself at the highest level. So, what do you think, Chelsea fans? Is Ivan Toney the striker we've been searching for, or should the club keep pushing for Victor Osimhen? Before we dive back into the latest Chelsea news, I've got something special for you. If you're a die-hard Blues fan and want to stay up to date with all the latest Chelsea news, transfer rumours and match updates, make sure to subscribe to our daily newsletter. Just click the link in the description below and you'll get all the top Chelsea stories delivered straight to your inbox every day. And that's not all. By subscribing, you'll also enter for a chance to win tickets for you and a friend to watch Chelsea live at Stamford Bridge. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Subscribe now. Now let's talk about the big news making waves, Jadon Sancho's potential move to Chelsea. After a summer packed with transfers and new faces at Stamford Bridge, could the Blues be making a late move for the Manchester United winger? Earlier this week, reports surfaced suggesting that Chelsea might be interested in bringing Sancho to West London. Sancho, who has had a turbulent time at Manchester United, particularly after a public fallout with Erik ten Hag, is facing an uncertain future at Old Trafford. But according to the ever-reliable Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea aren't actively pursuing Sancho, at least not right now. Romano, in his daily briefing, mentioned that Chelsea's primary focus is on securing the signature of João Felix, rather than adding another winger to the squad. It's been a busy transfer window for the Blues, with Enzo Maresca bringing in several new faces like Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, Pedro Neto, and Tosin Adarabioyo. But with the disappointing 2-0 loss against Manchester City in their Premier League opener, you can bet Maresca is still looking to strengthen the squad. Now, while Romano poured cold water on the Sancho rumours, he did leave the door slightly open. He pointed out that Sancho's future is still very much open, meaning that a late move isn't entirely off the table. It all depends on how things play out in the coming days. Sancho, who spent the second half of last season on loan at Borussia Dortmund, showed glimpses of his old self, contributing 3 goals and 3 assists as Dortmund reached the Champions League final. However, his lack of involvement in United's Premier League opener against Fulham suggests that his future under Ten Hag remains uncertain. Today, we've got some big news regarding one of our own homegrown talents, Trevoh Chalobah. The Chelsea defender might be on his way out of Stamford Bridge, with Aston Villa, Newcastle United and Crystal Palace all showing interest. Let's dive into the details. Trevoh Chalobah, a product of Chelsea's youth academy, has been with the club since he was just 8 years old. After making his first team debut in 2021, it looked like he was set for a long career in blue. However, with the arrival of Todd Boehly and the constant turnover of players, Chalobah's future at Chelsea is now in doubt. According to a report from The Athletic, Chelsea are willing to let several players go this summer, and Chalobah is one of them. With Aston Villa, Crystal Palace and Newcastle United all reportedly interested, a move seems possible before the transfer window closes. Let's start with Aston Villa. Unai Emery's side might be in the market for a new centre-back, especially if Diego Carlos leaves for Fulham. Chalobah could be a perfect fit for Villa, not only filling the potential gap left by Carlos, but also helping Villa meet their homegrown player quota for the upcoming Premier League and Champions League seasons. Villa aren't in desperate need of a centre-back, but if Carlos does move on, Chalobah's versatility, being able to play in a back 4, a back 3, or even as a defensive midfielder, makes him a valuable asset. With Tyrone Mings recovering from injury and Villa's busy schedule ahead, adding Chalobah could provide the depth they need. Meanwhile, Crystal Palace and Newcastle United are also in the mix. Palace could be looking for a replacement if Marc Guéhi departs, with Newcastle reportedly keeping tabs on both Guéhi and Chalobah. Given Chalobah's Premier League and Champions League experience, he would be an ideal addition to either squad. Before you go, don't forget to sign up for our daily newsletter for all the latest Chelsea news delivered straight to your inbox. Plus, you'll automatically be entered to win tickets to see Chelsea live at Stamford Bridge. The link is in the description. Don't miss out.